Alright guys, it's finally happening. I bought a winch mount for the Tacoma. I'm not sure how well it's going to fit because of this upper solenoid housing. A lot of winches have a non-integrated housing, so we'll see what complications that may bring. If we have to cut up some things, we might just do that. So this thing came bare metal, and I already went ahead and painted it. I used some Rust-Oleum paint along with some primer and spent a little time getting it all painted up. So I'll try to show you guys what's all involved and what issues I run into with putting this style of winch on my truck. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to do to get this bumper off is take the grill off. And you do that by pulling these clips and screws. And then from there we'll start undoing the fasteners that are back behind the bumper and underneath. And I think there's some more back under here. So forth onto the other side. Okay, so as you can see, I have the bumper off. I took off retainer clips in multiple locations, including underneath the bumper, and then there was kind of a hidden bolt that came up this way and another little retainer clip that went in here from the inside. Same with that on the other side. I had to reach in and unhook the fog light bulbs, and then just the connector, you just undo the clips and pull it off, and that's really easy to reach in there and do it with the bumper on before you pull it off, and that way everything stays intact. So now I'm going to pull off this aluminum portion of the kind of the inner bumper, and we'll see what we can do about this bracket. Looks like that might be gone too, and I think the bumper will support that, but we'll see how the new winch mount handles that. Anyway, so next step is to pull this aluminum portion off and go from there. Okay, so I've got the winch installed. I'm a little bit surprised that I didn't have to cut any more than I did here. All I had to do was pry this mount upward so that it could clear the top of that winch, and it just barely squeezed in there. It is hitting pretty hard right now, but I'm not worried about damaging the winch at all. So okay, so now you can see I have the bumper cover back on with my winch installed. I have cut out some of this section of lower grill in the bumper cover itself. I'm going to clean this up a little bit more. But so I needed to have access to get to the lever to engage and disengage the winch, and also the connector for the remote is up in here. I won't be able to go this over the top because the grill will be in the way. So I needed to have access regardless. So now I need to kind of figure out where I need to cut the hole for the cable to come through, because it doesn't come through here, it actually comes through this area, and then mount the roller fair lead that I have. So I'm actually able to reach around the back and feel roughly where I need to make the opening. And there are a couple ways to do this. You can cut it out big, so you can mount right to the mount, or you can cut it out just enough for the cable to come through and then sandwich the roller fair lead between the bumper mount and the roller. So you can either cut it out all the way around so it just mounts right up and doesn't squish the bumper, or you can just cut enough for the cable to allow just the cable to come out, and then you actually squish it. Which, if you squish it in between or sandwich it, then that helps hold the bumper on a little better. So I think that's the route I'm gonna go. So I'm just gonna reach back behind here, try to guess basically where that is. Let's see how easy it is to hook up the remote cable to this winch. I used to have on my 85 Toyota pickup, it mounted right on the front, and that was the easiest thing. This isn't too bad. I got it up in there. I was practicing without the grill installed, because once the grill is in place, it's going to be right in the front here, and I won't be able to dig in. So it looks like having it where it is with just the right amount of hole I have right at the moment. I could cut this back to this one, and that would give me plenty of room, because it was a little tight with that lever in the engaged position versus disengaged. So I had to flip it back to free spool in order to get my hand back up in here to hook up this remote. Just to give you an idea how much clearance I have with this winch, it has an integrated solenoid housing that's up above, like a lot of older Warrens had. But I had to pry this mount for the grill up just a little bit, kind of beat it in just a little ways. I barely have any clearance, if at all, from the top of the winch to that mount. And then the trans cooler, just a tiny bit of clearance there. And then show you the front. I could cut back this block portion of the front bumper. It'd give me a little more clearance. I was trying to do as little as possible. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer. Until next time,